So it's late at night and I really should be asleep, but I was thinking, what if I played the old ArmA, specifically Operation Flashpoint? Because, it's not like I'm doing fucking anything else with this YouTube account right now. And what Operation Flashpoint is a 2001 game by developer Bohemia Interactive and publisher Codemasters. It was re-released in 2011 after the two split. Codemasters retained the right to the name, Flashpoint, which is why it was re-released, but Bohemia retained the right to the engine. It had, I think, 3 expansions, 2 of which contained campaigns, one being Operation Flashpoint Resistance, what you see here, which was made by Bohemia, and therefore they can bundle it on the Steam ArmA package, and a Op4 campaign, where you play as the Russians, known as Red Hammer. The original campaign has been 1985 Cold War Crisis, and basically that's what I'm going to play. I'll probably end up doing Resistance if I actually manage to go it that far. But since Cold War Crisis was the first campaign, let's revert to the back of that and try it out. Oh, actually, a first note. The difficulty I'll be playing this on. It has an interesting approach to difficulty. There's Cadet and Veteran, and those are the only 2 modes. On Veteran, a lot of things are disabled by default, but you can actually change individual settings on both of them, so you can quickly switch between one or the other while still retaining a lot of features that you like. You'll notice I'm disabling Super AI. If you turn it on, the AI is really good, and by AI I mean enemy AI, and you're going to be the last person in your squad in a lot of the missions, and you'll die a lot. But I'm disabling it because this is the first time I'll be playing it without Super AI. It's interesting in that in some missions you literally can't have Super AI. They'll kill a mission-critical friendly unit, like from halfway across the island when they're never supposed to see it in the first place. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with it. Yeah, I restarted a little bit back, but we're just going ahead.
Hey, Kozlowski, you meathead, I was listening to that.
Hey, you guys, enough already. It's bad enough being cooped up on this miserable lump of rock without having to share it with the 2 of you.
In Bonn,
Now
the
shut up
G7
and you
summit
might learn
concluded
something.
today after 3 days of negotiations. Representatives were successful on measures to curb inflation, but were unable to reach a consensus on a global anti-drugs program. The U.S. President Ronald Reagan described the talks as a major step forward.
Oh, nah.
Over in the
Pipe
Soviet
down,
Union,
children.
Mikhail Gorbachev, the new General Secretary of the Communist Party, is facing the first test of his leadership as the crisis in his country grows. The Politburo is said to be divided over Mr. Gorbachev's plans for political and economic reform, so-called perestroika. The head of the KGB, Nikolai Stronsky, is reported to have left for his dacha in the Crimea with a number of senior military figures. But official Kremlin sources deny any split. Sport now, and Czechoslovakia has won the World Ice Hockey Championship
It's a
after
fix.
defeating
The
Canada
Czechs couldn't beat a team
5-3
of
at home in Prague.
schoolgirls.
Meathead?
You stink, Fowley.
I don't know, Armstrong. If our tour wasn't up next week, I'd seriously consider swimming home.
What is this, a tea party? You ladies were due on the parade ground 10 minutes ago. Now get your asses out there or I'll have them stitched into footballs and kick them from here to New Jersey. Allie, get those shoulders back. Stand up straight, Kozlowski. That's more like it. If I were a Russian, I'd take one look at you bunch of schoolgirls and laugh all the way to the US of A. You boys may be flying home next week, but if I send you back like this, Uncle Sam will think we're running a holiday camp out here. So before I ship you out, I'm gonna shape you up. Armstrong, if anyone needs to shape up, Armstrong, it's you. I've seen sumo wrestlers with flatter stomachs than yours. Can you see that truck over there, soldier? Can you? Sprint there! Now move your ass! Armstrong, you see that truck on the left?
This is the tutorial. It makes sense because this will be the first time you probably play the game, unless you decide to hit up a single mission. But if you do that, you'll probably miss out. Either way, let's get through basic.
Run to it and back. Hurry up.
Okay, Armstrong, now run back! Move! Move!
You'll hear "Eat lead, commie scum" throughout here. It's a nice little touch, but nothing anyone's doing makes sense with it. It's just push-ups.
Well done. Get back in line and put your gun on your back.
That ought to do.
Soldiers, it's time to see what you're made of. Let's hit the training ground. There's a truck waiting for us by the gate. Hurry up.
Well, there isn't, but... Our CO is named Sergeant Berghoff, and I really love him as a character. His laugh all the way to the US of A quote sold me on him immediately.
Go on, soldiers, get in.
I always like the guy running up to catch up with his friend there. It's like he knew he was out of line, and he got yelled at as the truck passed by him.
Unknown forces on everyone, sir.
Must be ready for anything.
Even for war, sir?
Even for war, soldier.
Pretty impressive what just a little bit of lip sync can do.
We're here. Disembark.
There is a third-person mode, but I generally like being in first person. It's really just a preference. Unless you're playing, say, multiplayer, there's really no reason to gripe about not doing it. Sometimes it's nice to look at your dude running around, though.
Now it's time to prove yourselves. Armstrong, you seem to think you're pretty good.
I
you
do.
can go first. Run along the lane between the two blocks, then back to us. Get moving, soldier.
Go for it, Dave!
There's one. Got that.
Go, go, go! Who do you think you are? An old lady?
You might notice I didn't go prone immediately. It actually gives you momentum.
Okay, Armstrong, now run back! Move! Move!
It's a nice little touch.
Well, Armstrong, that wasn't bad. Now the rest of you. Go! Go! Go!
I think one of the funnier things in the series is that these training items don't really change as you go through the ArmA 2, Armed Assault, and ArmA 3 settings. There's always some variation on these, but they get used less as time goes on. That guy fucked up. Actually, he's Houdini. Okay, that guy. I think I might be in Special Forces. I can't do what these guys can do.
Pretty good, man. Okay, get back in the truck. Time for the firing range.
Why is there... We're on an island. What's a Patton gonna do here? At least the M113 is amphibious. Oh yeah, I should probably point us up on the map. We're on this island over here. This is the island of Malden itself. It's pretty big, but I'm pretty sure this is the only time in the entire game we ever end up on this island. On the map you can make markers and stuff. It's very useful for making notes. That black screen was a time skip. We basically drove to the other half of the island. You'll notice we don't actually have ammunition in our weapon. That's because we're dumbass recruits. Oh, I should form up.
Armstrong and Peterson, you're up first. Run to the crates and pick up some ammo.
I also notice my cursor can go over the screen a bit. It's called dead zone aiming. It works in this title, but I can't stand it in later ArmAs.
Okay,
I think that's
Armstrong,
enough.
you take the third lane. Peterson,
Let's reload our weapon.
ready to fire? Fire at will.
Let's drop some commies.
Target 3 in the third lane destroyed. Target 1 in the third lane destroyed.
Good work, Armstrong.
Target 2
Now,
in the third lane destroyed.
Notice those radio commands. They actually have it for the other lane. It's interesting.
James Gostowski. Christ, George, you scared the hell out of me. Yeah, I'm keeping fine. Sarah's fine too, I guess. Tell you the truth, I ain't seen her for months. Business? Terrible. But look, what's this all about? You're kidding me. No, I ain't heard nothing. Well, Jesus, George. There's 10,000 people in that town. They can't just have stopped talking to us. Well, I guess I'll be right over. And to think you spooks promised me the quiet life out here.
I don't think I've ever seen a single instance of that cutscene where he was sitting in that chair correctly. I don't really mind, it adds charm to it.
Good to see you, boys. We're ready. Nice to see you again, James. You'll be briefed further en route. Good luck.
You know, what's interesting is that on Super AI, they're actually a lot better at getting in that helicopter. I wonder what other changes that they've made. Or, you know, it makes. I think this was always my favorite cutscene, at least out of the original campaign. I like the fake out. Like it's looking for the helicopters. But nope.
Rub the sleep out of those eyes, gentlemen. Colonel Blake will brief you. Attend hut!
Thank you, Sergeant. Okay, men, at ease. At 0700 hours yesterday morning, contact was lost with Everon, the easternmost island in this group. The last communications that came from the island reported heavy military activity in and over the streets. From what we can ascertain, Everon has been occupied by a hostile force, origin unknown. As the only NATO presence in the area, it is our job to respond. Choppers are waiting to ferry you to Everon. Any questions?
Sir, you say the origin of the occupying force is unknown. How can that be, sir? Hasn't anyone, spoken to them?
Believe me, we've tried, soldier. Our intelligence assets in this area are limited. I'm sure Washington is diverting satellites to the area like crazy. But this has caught them by surprise, and it's going to be a while before the first bird passes over. For our part, we sent a couple of helicopters to take a look yesterday. Neither returned.
Sir, there's not many of us, and it sounds like there's a heck of a lot of them. Should we get some more of our guys over here before we try anything?
A carrier battle group is heading for the area at flank speed, but it's still a few days away. And the longer we wait, the longer those guys, whoever they are, have to dig in and reinforce. Washington wants to move fast, before Moscow gets involved if they aren't already. We're going to have to do the best we can with what we've got. Those choppers are waiting, soldiers. You'll be briefed further en route. Good luck. Dismissed.
Okay, soldiers, you heard the Colonel. Sounds like your holiday's not over just yet. Now gather up those kit bags and let's move.
I'm pretty sure he loses that helmet in the next mission. Next mission being this one. I wonder if I'll roll this all together. I guess you'll find out. here we go. Why you would. Literally going into combat. Alright.
Ready! Okay, let's move out. Keep your heads down and get over to those trees. I'll brief you there. 4, waiting! 5, ready!
The thing you can do in OFP is twist your head around without actually moving your body. It can actually get pretty funny. But, I digress. I think it counts as less movement than moving your whole body around when it comes to, say, a soldier spotting you. So it's useful for that. But also, it's just in case you want to look away other than the direction you're running. Since your movement speed is limited, based on the direction. Anyways, time for a briefing.
Contact!
9 o'clock, BMP 500.
If that's your briefing, hate to see what the actual mission's like. Guess they're waiting for the other squad. Yep.
Now we'll move into Morton from the left. We're Squad Alpha. Squad Bravo will support us from the right by the forest. When we reach the village, we'll wait for the air support. Once the enemy's armored units have been destroyed, we'll move in and seize the village. Now, no heroics,
There I am,
okay?
facing the wrong way like a dumbass.
This is not an exercise. We're facing a real enemy this time.
2, 3, 6, 7, 8, follow 1. Form line. All, go, go, go. All, move to 2, 7, 1, 0. 2,
Don't put your gun on your back.
3, ready.
I know you're the officer, but
6, ready.
maybe that's why he doesn't have a helmet. He's not actually going to be behind us. No, here we go. Staying with the group is useful, because having more guns on your side always works. But if you stick to the plan, well, it's gonna go up in flames just like the enemy. Yeah, if this was Super AI, they'd be halfway across the field by now. Guess it's up to me. I'll be their point man. Looks like the Cobras are doing their work already. So hopefully when I crest this hill, I'll only have to deal with some Ruskies, some infantry. I think I can see him over there.
12 o'clock, unknown, man, 200. 8, engage, soldier.
Well, I have my orders. If it looks like I'm having a hard time aiming, that's because I am. My mouse doesn't actually work with this game very well. It's kind of pathetic. Where are you guys? Jeez. You can also sort of take a knee.
1 o'clock, T-72.
Makes you like a foot
500.
smaller. Kind of stabilizes your aim more, I guess. I think that's friendly.
4, target soldier. 2 o'clock, soldier, 200.
Oh no, if I can identify him, then he's an enemy. That's not good.
All move to tree, 12 o'clock. 2, target soldier.
Wait, I think this is
Squads
Alpha.
Alpha
right?
and Bravo. This is Papa Bear. We're done here. Proceed to village. Out.
I've got him.
Oh yeah, those are Russians. I can see the AKs.
1 o'clock, soldier, 200. I've got him.
Get everyone? Guess so.
Unknown man, 500.
Poor guy, running back and forth like he's scared. It's a serious distance. Probably not the smartest idea for me to engage him like that. Let's go with our squad. Picked a great time to set the mission, with your shadow getting shown off.
Unknown. Target 500.
I should conserve my ammo. I've burned through it a little too much. Let's at least pretend like we're a team player. Honestly, it looks very clear to move up, especially along the beach here. So much for November having done their jobs. Looks like it's our turn to finally move up. If the Russians were able to move up that far on the right, I can only assume Bravo isn't doing too well. Yep, that's a PK, alright.
Contact! 5! Engage! Soldier!
Guess that's Bravo engaging them over there, though. They probably went the long way around. Let's load our fresh magazine.
Clear!
Really hope our medic doesn't get shot. Every bullet can technically kill you in this game, but if you don't die, medic's basically the only way to get yourself back up to health.
All move to building! 9 o'clock!
I have to say, this was a lot easier without Super AI. Namely because nobody in my squad's died yet.
Contact!
4 o'clock! Soldier! 100!
I don't see this mysterious Ivan. Oh, shit.
2 o'clock. Officer, 200.
I've got him. I've got him.
I think they took care of him. I wasn't really in a position to shoot him.
5. Target soldier. 2 o'clock. Enemy. Soldier, 100.
2 o'clock.
Let's try and use these
Enemy.
grenades.
Officer, 100.
7. Target officer. Down. 7 is down. 5. Target officer. 2 o'clock. Enemy. Soldier, 100. Soldier is history. I've got it. Clear.
Squads Alpha and Bravo, this is Papa Bear. Enemy forces retreating. Cover the village center and await further orders. Out.
They sure look like Russians, at least. And we did well for ourselves. Nobody died, and I dropped at least a few people. That's it for that. Thanks for watching. We'll see if we can get much further in this. Who knows? Maybe I'm just a yellow-bellied Ivan.